I give the floor to Permanent Representative of Belarus. You have the floor, Excellency.
Distinguished Mr. Ford, distinguished Mr. President, all protocol observed. With the separation of the resident coordinators from UNDP from the 1st of January of this year, a new stage has begun in the work of the UN Sustainable Development System on the ground, although many elements of this reform are still in the process of being detailed. As a member of the ECOSOC Bureau, Belarus participates actively in the process of preparing the funding compact and stands ready to cooperate constructively with the new head of the transition team, Ms. Gunilla Olsen, who was appointed at the beginning of the year from among the ranks of UNICEF. We are pleased to note that as of the end of 2018, from among the ranks of UNICEF, 3 resident coordinators have been selected, and we support UNICEF's plans for 2019 to increase the number of staff fulfilling the role of resident coordinators on the ground. We would also like to express gratitude for the work that UNICEF has done to implement the elements of the reorganization of the system that were agreed by member states, and we highly appreciate those efforts. In particular, UNICEF's leadership role when it comes to private partnership and SDG data at the country level. In this respect, we believe it is important to properly take into account UNICEF's experience and potential in subsequent impact assessments of the 1% coordinating levy for the attraction of private resources into the system. This year, we are preparing to mark the 30th anniversary of the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Belarus has achieved substantial progress in the protection of the rights and interests of each child, from reducing the scale of child mortality to increasing their access to education and medicine. Of course, we are not planning to rest on our laurels. We are convinced that the effective implementation of the 2030 Agenda is not possible without properly taking into account the rights and interests of children. In this context, I would like to draw attention to the fact that this year Belarus is planning to hold an international conference on children and the SDGs in Minsk. We take a positive view of the work of UNICEF's country office and the level of cooperation with the fund in general. One of the latest examples of our fruitful cooperation is the signing, at the end of last year, of a memorandum of understanding between the leadership of the Second European Games and UNICEF, and we are grateful for the constructive cooperation that we've had with one of the goodwill ambassadors of the Second European Games, the UNICEF representative in Belarus, Dr. Rashid Mustafa Sarwar. Belarus sees the Second European Games, which will take place in our capital, Minsk, from the 21st to the 30th of June this year, not just as a very important sporting event, but also as a sort of social project. We are convinced that sport is a tool for social inclusion that can help to ensure the full inclusion of children with disabilities in the life of society. We would like to take this opportunity to invite everybody to Minsk, if not to compete personally in the events, then at least to support your favorite athletes and to drink in the beauty of our capital. Thank you very much for your attention.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. We are of Belarus.